Today we are going to get into a review from a therapist on the infamous series Swarm. So hang out with me, like this video, subscribe, and let's get into some things. The one thing that I think people should know off the top about this series, and this video is going to be filled with spoiler alerts, so I'm going to say that right now. But the one thing I got from this is that this is a lot of people, okay? A lot of people are just one event, one situation away from being the individual in this series. A lot of people are going through things secretly, publicly. They really get validation and a sense of being seen by celebrities, music artists, actors. For some reason, there's a connection. I think that happens a lot more nowadays because of the role social media plays. As much as people think that this girl was probably crazy, psychotic, whatever word you use while you were watching it, this is a lot of people. And some of them people you might know because they have, situations in their life where they're just one life situation away from having a break, if they have not had a breakdown already. And so we start this, show off with this character, Dre. Okay, Dre and Marissa. And so Dre really is, kind of like the oddball, doesn't really fit in. Her mind to me is very childlike. I think she was really stuck mentally at the age of when that first break happened for her. And I think that first break happened for her during those early school, elementary years. Later on in the show, it talks about an incident where she actually stabbed a girl at a sleepover, and that was probably the first psychotic break. And since she has a long history of being in foster care, tumultuous relationships with her bio parents and her foster parents, that was just a setup. And so it was eventually something was going to happen for her because she once again had a series of life-altering events that impacted her. And so the most serious one was losing her sister. And for me, it was like the level of guilt that she felt because the one time she decided to go out and kind of, turn to her alter ego after listening to that Naija song with all these undertones of it obviously being Beyonce now. What in this show did not say Beyonce in the Beehive? So she put on her Naija song, and that clicked that alter ego. She put on that dress, honey, and she was ready to sashay the night away. And so the one time she lets loose and does her thing, there are dire, literally dire consequences. The evolution of this character was just like so psychotically just amazing as a therapist to be able to watch someone, a character, just have a complete psychotic break, and how all it took was losing that instrumental person in her life who was her sister to have her have this psychotic break. And the only way she ever felt seen was through Naija. Should I call her Naija or should I just say Beyonce? Okay, I'm gonna just say Beyonce. Through Beyonce, she was able to just connect and feel seen. And she would do anything to feel seen because she didn't feel seen by her biological parents, social situations. Her foster parents gave her up, kind of threw her back to the streets. So she didn't feel seen by anybody. The guilt of not being there for her sister really got to her. And so we see it. We see it on the screen where she is laying in bed with her sister's body. And then eventually they go to the hospital and the doctors give her the news that this did not make it. And it's just like, it's downhill for that from there. She lost everything, her job, her apartment. And as she kept going on in life, she kept reinventing herself, molding herself to whatever the people she came across needed or wanted. She was very much in survival mode the whole time. There were a lot of red flags missed by a lot of these people she came in contact with. I was like, how did you not see the red flags here? Or was it that the people that she met also had issues within themselves that they ignored the red flags because they themselves, I'm making a connection here. They themselves wanted to be seen. Light attracts light. So Dre wanted to be seen, and I think some of these people she met and interacted with wanted to be seen. So that's what you wanted. That's what I really got from this, is that we are all very much connected. And so as we're going into it, it was so interesting when she just had, it would just, you don't like Naija? Who's your favorite artist? The lengths that she would go through to, you don't like her? Oh, it's go time. You got to go. So she met with the cult leader. In the beginning, I did not realize, I'm like, she looked familiar. So I'm like, that is Billie Eilish. It is so interesting to see Billie Eilish without all that, makeup, without the green hair, all that. It was really interesting to see her just be like, I don't want to say normal, but just with all that extra stuff. So that happened. Not only did old girl roll over her once, she like, I need to double back and hit you again. She was just so stone cold, hard, just cold. And I think she had been hurt by a lot of people. And so she would do whatever to see Nyjah, aka Beyonce. And it shows you just how obsessive people who are into these big name artists, Beyonce, Taylor Swift fans, earlier in the 90s and also the 2000s, you would hear more about obsessive fans breaking into celebrities' homes, meeting them at shows, some of them dying as a result of having these obsessive fans, come into their lives and not get what they want. So there was a break there and they would happen to, do something to the celebrity. We see a lot of instances of that nowadays, but I think more of it's now restraining orders. People have more security than they did back in the day. But the role that social media plays is that we are able to feel like we are a part of celebrity people's lives when we're really not. But all the access that we have through our phones makes people feel like, I know this person, when you really don't. And all it takes is the wrong person to really feel seen or have the motivation, the obsessive traits to do the wrong thing. And we saw this over and over again. And so I thought it was really interesting, the dynamic between the parents. When she went back to her foster parents' home, she was living it up. She took a shower, she was eating food. And then when she pulled the gun on her mama, her foster mom, the mom was not shook. Did y'all pick up on that? She knew this was coming. Daddy came in and he was ready. He was like, I should have done this a long time ago. And so nobody was really shook in that moment. It's like they all played the role and kind of knew this was eventually going to happen. It was very interesting. I guess I'll skip over to the last incident, which really was impactful to me. She was with that girl for over a year. I couldn't believe that girl stayed with her for a year. And I want to go back because it shows you how someone who's successful, who has the family, her girlfriend had the job, the family would do anything for her. They didn't even want her working. And how even the most put together person can ignore or not see the red flags. Dre didn't have a job. She never talked about her family. She never had no money, no phone. Who nowadays don't got a phone? To me, that would be like, you don't got no phone. What's really going on? So she didn't have no phone, no job. And she still stayed with her. It shows just how people really want to be in a relationship with somebody. And I think once again, want to be seen. So they ignore the red flags because this person sees me. And so it also showed and touched upon how the deviant relationships. And I think that wasn't the first time that her girlfriend really probably went off like that. It was a build up to the wrong person. Okay. Now she went off the handle going off on Nyjah, how she hates Nyjah. How could you ever think I would want to go to a Nyjah concert? I hate her. You should have spent that money on a trip. You ain't even got your rent money. And it was just very similar, probably the negative thoughts that she has felt and heard by foster parents. You're dumb. You're stupid. You're worthless. Maybe biological parents or other foster homes she has been in. Also, it just spiraled into, I'm hearing it again. I'm hearing it again that I'm worthless. And the only person that makes me feel a value of worth is this celebrity that I connect with through social media. Social media was very impactful in this. And so old girl had to go because you get in between me and my Beyonce. So you got to go. And so he kills her. But the most interesting part was that she could not look her in the eyes. Did anybody notice that? She could not look her in the eyes because I think for the first time, she really cared about this girl just as much as she cared about her sister. Choking her, not looking her in the face, crying. I think she was saying, I love you too. So it was very interesting how the one person that she couldn't look in the eye because I think she really cared about this girl. It was really sad to me because once again, another family who only had a daughter, a single child, had to deal with losing the only child they had. Similar to Marissa, now the family of her girlfriend was going to have to deal with not having a child anymore. And you could just tell it that they loved that girl so much. They would give her anything. The parents were just so happy, but their daughter ignored all the red flags. And so Dre made a lot of mistakes here, and I'm like, how did she not get caught? She did what she did to her girlfriend. It never clicked to her, like, maybe I should get these tickets out of her pocket before or even after I do what I do. It wasn't until she took her out there and she lit her up, literally lit her up. She realized, oh yeah, I ain't got the tickets. Girl, I need you to think better, okay? You a sociopath, but you can't think about the little things you forget. How you forget the little things? And how did you go so long without having an ID? Okay, she always had a different car. That was another thing I never understood. How did she get all this money to keep going and reinventing herself? So we finally get to the concert. Of course, she ain't got no phone, so she can't prove that she has the tickets that she's missing. I'ma see my Nyjah. So what am I about to do to get my Nyjah tickets? And so she meets up with y'all saw when she met up with Ticket Guy in the car. Once again, a crowded concert, a crowded parking lot. Nobody noticed this. That didn't make sense to me. So she got her tickets and she saw her Nyjah. Now this girl is really a sociopath. Very charismatic. Most sociopaths are people that are very charismatic. You will not know because they just have an outgoing personality. But all it takes is somebody to hurt their ego, their self-esteem, to really make them lose it. And so that's what you see in a lot of sociopaths is that when people, make fun of them or make them feel like they're less than or point out their flaws. Y'all seen Dateline. So yeah, y'all watch Dateline, so y'all know most people are, triggered by people saying negative things about them, whether it's you're dumb, you're stupid. I've seen enough shows where all it took was, well, she said that I was a weirdo. So he snapped and he permanently harmed her. But this was really like an amazing show. I'm guessing it's only gonna be one season. It was interesting how at the end they made it so that she really did see Nyjah on stage, and Nyjah put her in the car and just whisked her away like nothing ever happened. Let me know in the comments, what did y'all think? Make sure to like and subscribe. Show my videos some love so it'll be able to be more visible by more people. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.